Sure, you can check out of the US anytime you like, but can you ever really leave? Yes, Portugal is a great choice for Americans wanting to ditch the US and get a fresh start, or just improve their quality of life. But the truth is, for Americans, moving to Portugal may change your address, but it will not erase your US obligations. In fact, moving abroad for Americans can create a double life to maintain. So that's why I'm going to review in this video 10 essential things you're going to want to set up before you leave and maintain after you get here in Portugal. And some of these are so important they warrant their own video, because ignoring these can cost you huge headaches and costly mistakes. So I'm also including some hot tips that you're going to want to catch at the end of this video. So let's go ahead and get started. Most U.S. banks, investment platforms, the IRS, and Social Security Administration, to name a few, require a U.S. phone number for two-factor authentication. Some financial institutions even restrict access or flag foreign numbers. And if you're visiting the U.S., local service providers often require a U.S. contact phone number. Having a U.S. mailing address secures your ability to maintain U.S. bank accounts, brokerage accounts, credit cards, or other. And some require a physical address, not just a P.O. box. Worse, some financial institutions even close your account if you list a foreign address. You can legally drive and rent vehicles right away, which increases your mobility around Portugal. And if you're under 60, you can initiate a swap in Portugal with your valid U.S. driver's license, which could even save you time from taking a written or road test. And if you're back in the U.S., some rental agencies prefer a valid U.S. driver's license. As an American, you can still vote in federal elections. Policies on Social Security, Medicare, and taxation directly affect you, even if you live abroad. It's much easier to manage your U.S. expenses and obligations with these accounts. And many U.S. brokerage accounts restrict foreign resident clients. And Social Security payments are typically paid in U.S. banks, so closing any U.S. accounts can make managing finances and retirement complicated. Portugal banks will ask for a copy of your U.S. credit report if you want to finance a home, a car, or apply for a credit card. And if you ever decide to move back to the U.S., starting over with no credit history is extremely difficult, especially if you're older. Unfortunately, moving abroad does not end your relationship with the IRS, since the U.S. taxes based on your citizenship, not residency, and on your worldwide income. Plus, if you ever apply for a loan here in Portugal, banks will also ask for at least 1 year of your U.S. tax filings. Your U.S. passport is not just for travel. You will need to keep it active for renewing your Portugal temporary or permanent residency permit. Banks or other institutions in Portugal may ask for it, and even if you have dual citizenship, you will need to use your U.S. passport anytime you re-enter the U.S. Social Security remains one of the most important financial pillars for Americans, even if you're choosing to give up your U.S. citizenship. You not only need to regularly review your earnings records every year for errors, but also ensure you're properly set up when it comes time to receiving benefits. Even though Medicare coverage is limited to those living in the U.S., U.S. citizens abroad can still enroll for it. Medicare Part A is typically premium-free for those who worked and paid Medicare taxes for 10 or more years. So if you're under 65 living in Portugal, keep Medicare Part A enrollment at a minimum on your radar, just in case you decide at some point to move back to the U.S. All right, now for those hot tips. Make sure you do these 3 things before you leave the United States. Number 1, making sure that everything that I mentioned on this video, you can access them fully online and your profiles are set up fully, meaning add your US address, emails, and your US phone number. Don't skip anything. Test logging in on all of them online, getting through the multi-factor authentication with no problem. Keep in mind, some of these institutions may change that sign-in process for you. They may be asking you for an email, but they could switch it to a text later. This is why you want to make sure that your profiles are fully set up. And some institutions may not let you change this information online or while overseas. And last, set up an ID.me account because these can be really helpful in accessing some government sites. Number 2, make sure you have all of the institution apps on your phone activated, and yes, test logging in through the apps on everything as well. I know this sounds like a no-brainer, but seriously, these could be a really good backup. And also consider getting an authenticator app like Google Authenticator. These can be helpful for some sites as well. Last up, you're going to want to make sure that you can log into all of these accounts and do all processes through a VPN service. If you don't have a VPN service, you're going to want to get one. I always promote them for data security while traveling. I use NordVPN. I highly recommend them. I've used them globally and I use them while I'm here in Portugal and I've never had any problems. I highly recommend NordVPN. So get yourself a VPN service if you don't have one, and then activate it, put in a Portugal IP address, and then try logging into all your accounts again. See which ones may give you a hard time. This gives you a heads up. Then while you're still in the VPN, activate a US IP address and then test the logins again. You've gone through everything then to make sure that you have no problems accessing your life that you are maintaining in the United States for 0 headaches while you're living in Portugal. So the key is, don't be thinking that you're ditching and leaving the US behind. Just think about how you're managing it smartly from Portugal. And by knowing all of this and doing these things in advance, you're getting the best of both worlds and ensuring you're gonna not have any headaches at all once you're living abroad. And that's moving to Portugal smarter. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone else so that you may know who's interested in moving to Portugal from the US. If you want more great Portugal content like moving to Portugal, living day to day in Portugal, or just Portugal fun and travel, don't forget to subscribe because more content's coming out. All right, this is Gwen with CORR Travel, living in Portugal. Until the next one, ciao.